Hello, I'm Robert Lockwood with 21st Century Brand Building, and I'll be spending some time with you today to help educate you in terms of managing your own website. So I'm very excited for you to be able to take the reins and really learn how to manage your site in a very effective way to be able to keep it up to date and do so on your own terms. So you're not waiting for a web developer or designer to do the work for you. It's actually to the point where this is actually a very easy website to manage if you're willing to put the time in to learn, which you obviously are because you're watching this video, so it's wonderful. Please know that this video is certainly not going to cover everything that you need to know, but it's certainly a great way to get started. The heavy lifting's already done because the site is already built, so to be able to add pages or add images is actually very straightforward. You'll notice that that my site here does not have a blog, even though I will be showing you how to do blog posts. What's nice about WordPress is that if you know how to do blog posts, then you know how to create pages, and if you know how to create pages, you know how to do blog posts because the format is identical. WordPress has really been a life changer for me in terms of learning WordPress. It's just a wonderful platform through which to be building websites. There's a lot of plugins that are available. A plugin is a feature or a software program that simply plugs right into WordPress. If you want to add on something to your site, chances are there's a plugin already created for it. What's nice is that most plugins are free, and most have an upgrade option to be able to get the premium version. In a lot of cases, it's not necessary. So there's a lot of wonderful plugins that are free that can really help to enhance a site. But what you have here is what we call our simplified site. It's very straightforward. What's nice about it, it's done in a template form, so it's very consistent. The performance of it, you should not have really any downtime. So it's just very clean, very straightforward, and it's a great way to be able to help build your platform. So with that in mind, we'd like to get started. And you'll notice that I have two screens open. It's actually the same screen. However, what I do is I will then come in to the screen on the left, and I will type in /WP-admin, and that gets me to the WordPress login screen. So essentially what I'll do is, as I'm working on the site, I'll have two windows open, one for the back end and one for the front end. So as I'm making changes, I can update the site and then immediately go over and refresh. This is the refresh button up here on the upper left. I can refresh it to be able to see whatever changes that I just made. How does it look? If it's a particular page that you're working on, you could just be working on that page and refresh the page and again see your changes instantly. So I like to have two windows open. So let's start by logging in. So what you'll want to do is put in your username and then your password, and this will open up the dashboard to WordPress. Now it may look a bit intimidating at first, but it's actually very straightforward. There's a lot here that you don't even really need to pay attention to, at least getting started you don't. Because again, what I'm going to be reviewing with you are the basics. So the place to start is on the left-hand side. This left-hand column here are essentially the different menu options. And the ones that we're going to be going over today are posts. So for those of you that have a blog built in, this is where you'll be able to edit and add and delete blog posts. Your media, which is your library of images and graphics that you literally upload, and when you upload it, it becomes part of your library. Then when you're building pages or posts, you're able to access the images within your library to pull them down onto your page or your post. Then you have pages. This is where you edit the existing pages, add pages, delete pages, whatever you want to do. Then you're going to get into the appearance. The appearance menu, the ones that you'll use primarily will be, the primary one is definitely theme options. But you could get into background because you can be updating your background image from time to time to keep your site fresh. It's interesting, if you just swap out the background image, you can really give the entire site a new look and feel by just switching out one image, not even touching any of the content. So background is an area. So theme options, background, and then widgets. Some of you may get into widgets. I'll point them out to you, then you can kind of figure out what you want to do with them. But again, a lot of this is just trial and error. It's how I learned. It's just by trying things. You just try it, update it, go to the front site, check it out, see what it looks like. Does it work? Yes or no? Adjust accordingly. So that's the appearance area. You may get into plugins. Plugins, as I mentioned before, are different features, different software programs that simply plug in to WordPress. What's great is I'll test plugins, and if I don't like them, you can just uninstall them, and it just takes everything right out and returns the website to its original form before you actually put the plugin in. So plugins are great. And then settings. Really the one that you'll most likely use will be the general settings, particularly if you want to be able to change your email address in terms of where notifications will be sent to. So I'm going to start at the top, and we'll just work ourselves down. We'll actually start with posts. So when I click on posts, I just do a mouse over on posts. You'll see over here that it pulls up a drop-down menu. So I'm going to actually go to all posts. As mentioned, this site does not have a blog in it, but it does have a sample post in it. So I'll certainly walk you through this. And again, this is the same exact format as pages. So we're going to take our time going through this blog post so you'll understand how to do it, knowing that when you create a page, you do it the same exact way. So the first area that you'll be concerned with is the actual title itself. So this is the area in which you type the title of the blog post, and then from the title you'll see that there is a permalink, which is basically the URL that gets assigned to that blog post is automatically created. So you'll see here, up here, the title is Hello World, and then the permalink is also Hello World. Well, it's possible that you could have a really long title. Hello World, this is Robert, how are you today? Could be the actual title. Well, that is one heck of a long permalink. So what you can do is go in and edit permalinks after the title has already been established. So you can actually shorten it down and just bring it right back to where it is now, which is Hello World. Another way to do it is to just type in what you want the permalink to be. So you make the title Hello World, and then you can go over here on the right hand side. You'll see this blue button. This is update. Update is like saving the page. So when you hit update, it will then automatically create the permalink. Then you can go back and add the rest of the title, and the permalink will stay the same. So that's another little trick, if you will. So again, the first area is the title, second area is the permalink. Then working around the perimeter, we'll go over here to publish. The big thing to note about the publish section is this date here. This date is what ranks the blog posts in whatever order that you want them to. So the most current date is at the top, and then it's ascending, going down the actual blog page. So this is where you can control the order in which you want the blog post to appear in ascending order by having the most current date be the first post. Below publish are categories. You can categorize your blog posts. So you can have multiple different categories and then begin to categorize each post into a respective category, or even categories so that on the blog page it will group those blog posts given the categories that they're assigned to. Then below categories are tags. Tags are very important because this is what the search engines look for. So tags are great ways to be able to rank your blog posts higher. Keep in mind that every blog post is a different doorway onto your website. So they literally rank individually. So having a blog post that has a strong title and has really good tags, which are essentially keywords, will help that blog post rank a lot better. So that takes care of the title, the permalink, the publish date, the categories, and the tags. So that's really the perimeter. Now let's get into the actual content area. This content area is where you literally start typing and entering the information that you have into your blog post or your page. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. When you originally come in, there will only be one layer, one row of menu items. On the far right, there's something called the kitchen sink. So I just naturally come in and always just open the kitchen sink, which then opens the second line of menu items. Now, a couple things that I want to point out to you. First of all, play around with the formatting options. By default, it's paragraph, but you can get into header 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to be able to select different headers. So if you wanted to have bigger text for the title of a particular page, you could select one of the header options. Also, I like to justify my pages, meaning that the text will go all the way from the left to the right. It makes things a lot more organized, more professional looking, and that is this button right here is justification. You can then control the color of your text here. And this is also very, very important to note too. Do not ever, and I repeat, do not ever directly post or copy and paste directly into this page. If you're copying from another website, for example, or a blog from somewhere, you found a great article and you wanted to capture some of the text, whatever it may be, you need to be doing it through this window, which is paste as plain text. So you want to paste it into here and then hit insert, and then it will put the respective text right onto your content area. If you happen to be coming from copying and pasting from Word, you want to use this option, which is paste from Word. What happens when you paste directly, ignoring these two options, you can get some funky coding can get embedded onto your web page. So these are actually filters that actually will clean the text before they become part of your post or page. So those are the key areas that I wanted to show you as far as formatting and entering content onto a page or post. And then of course, I mean, you have your standard bold and italics and numbering, bullets, quotes. Here's left, center, right. There's also links here. You may be familiar with how links work. So if you were to put in a website, for example, let's say you typed in www Regenerating America. That is treated as text right now. But what I can do is then copy that and make it a link. I go into here, I then paste it into here. Oh, wait. That was from before. I didn't copy that properly, so I can put it in here, Regenerating America. Open in a new window. Now this is a really good thing to do. Keep in mind that anytime you add a link to your site that takes somebody to another site, in essence, they're leaving your website, you want to have it open up in a new window. Because then it opens it up in a new window, they're able to look at it, check it out, close the window, and boom, they're right back on your site. You don't want to drive your traffic off of your site. So therefore, make sure that anytime you do an external link, that this box is actually check marked. Actually, I'm going to do add link here, and you'll see that it changed. It changed from text, and now this is a link that people can click on and go directly to that particular area, that particular site. So that is really what I wanted to show you as far as entering text into the body. The other thing that you need to learn to do is to be able to add images. So the way to do that in a post or on a page is to be able to add media. And this is where it has the different images that are already uploaded to my library. If I want to upload some new files, I would come up here and click on Upload Files and then select Files from my computer, upload them. They will end up in the library. When I select an image, let's say I select Peter's image, and you'll notice here that there's alignment options: right, center, left, and none, as well as the size of the image. So this can be a full size, medium, or thumbnail, and these options, particularly the size options, will be determined based on the type of image, the size of the image that you actually uploaded to the library. So therefore, you can do some preliminary programming of the image before you even pull it in, and now once you say insert into post, it then is now in here, and when I click on the image, there's actually two different boxes. If I want to delete it, I could just hit the red circle, or if I want to edit it, it then opens this. Now I want to point out a couple things to you. Right now it's right justified, and you'll notice that the text is wrapping around it. If it's right or left, if I make it left, it will wrap the text. If I make it none, then it pushes the text below it, or if I make it center, it pushes the text below it. So I'm going to make this right justified, and then for SEO, which is search engine optimization for search engines, I could really be typing in a title here: Peter Van Gelderen headshot, and then I could put a little caption: Peter is yada yada yada, and the search engines will be picking up on these areas and will actually get incorporated into the algorithm to determine whether this post is a good post, is a relevant post. So these are just a couple more fields in addition to the title and the tags in particular. It takes all of that into account, and all of it impacts the way in which a particular blog post will rank. So that's really the image area. So I think we're in pretty good shape as far as blog posts go. So now I'm going to come down here to media, and I didn't save this. Note that if I don't hit update, it's going to ask me, are you sure you want to leave this page? Because I never saved it. Yes, I do, because I'm not saving this. So I'm going to leave the page, and if I went back to that post, Peter's image would not be in there because I never updated. I never saved that image to the actual post. You'll notice here that under media, it's a different view of those images. When you go in to add media through a blog post or a page, you'll notice that they're all in rows and columns side by side, but when you view the same images but through the media button, they're in a list format, just going down the page. The next area are pages. So here are the different pages that are part of the site. I can go in and let's just say I click on this page, and I can make changes right here. I can say, you know what, I want to change this to the 2013 vision, or whatever it may be. Whatever changes I make here, I simply just go over and hit update, and I can come over and check out the changes that I made. So if I typed in here the 2013 vision of Princeton Green, I hit update. It's now saving that change that I made. And you'll notice up here, this little thing keeps spinning. Now it's done. I'll come over here and I will refresh and go to our vision page. Again, it's taking a little time because it's pulling in the new updated version of the site. Now when I go to our vision page, you'll see right here the 2013 vision. So it already put the change in there that I wanted. So I'm going to go back here, and now I'm going to take out the 2013 and hit update again. It's now saving that change. See up here? Now it's changed. I come over here, I hit refresh. It's going to reload the page, and now it's out. So it's instantaneous. So that's why I like having the backside open to where I'm able to work on things and then easily switch over to the front side of the website so I can actually see the changes as they're taking place. So that's the pages area. Appearance. Now we're going to get into the appearance section. The appearance section is where the one that you'll use the most are the theme options. So I'm going to click on theme options. And theme options, this is where you'll see logo upload. So if I have a new custom header that I want to replace the one that's in there, this is where I would do that. Many of you have a very generic header that was created for you, so it's very simple to either have a new one designed by yourself or have a graphic designer do a new logo or new custom header for you. And once they're through with it, then this is where you would upload it. Very simple. Then the home page. The home page is really most likely the one that you'll be working with the most. This is where you can actually go in, and you'll notice here this is where the text is that is showing up on the front page. So you'll see here it's time we regenerate. If we go over to here, go to home, it's time we regenerate. So if I change this, whatever I change it to and save it, it will change this area here. The second one, the subheadline, is defining the new paradigm. Defining the new paradigm. And then the actual content area is what this is here. So and it includes this as well. So all of this is that whole section. You'll see here down below it, call to action. It's the URL. Now in this case, we've embedded my affiliate link into this, and the call to action is buy now. So what happens is when somebody comes to the site and they click on buy now, it's going to take them to this URL. Now this URL happens to be my affiliate link, so anytime that somebody comes to the site and clicks on buy now and they weren't sent to the site by another affiliate, I, as the author and the owner of the website, will get credit for the sale. So we've embedded all of the author affiliate links into the sites that we've built. So just know that this is where you can edit the affiliate link if you so desire. That's where it would occur. And then down below, this is the actual image that shows up on the right-hand side. So that's really the home page options. The other area that you may get into are the social icons. So as you're expanding your social media platform and you're getting into Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is that you're doing, when you have a new account set up, get your respective URL and drop it in here, and you'll notice that it will show up at the bottom here. So it's really nice where you can have your entire social media platform integrated right into your website, So when people want to go to your Google Plus, for example, your Google Plus account, they can click on it and boom, it takes them right there. So so it's very, very nice to have that integrated right into the site. Trying to see what else. I think that's pretty much going to cover what is in the theme options areas. You may get into some other stuff, but those are definitely the basic ones. The other one that you'll want to take a look at is the background image. I mentioned this before. This is where you upload the background image. And then you can also get into widgets. Widgets there's actually 3 widgets on the home page. 1, 2, 3. To be able to program those are down here. 1, 2, 3. And it's really a drag and drop. So you can actually come up here. There's a certain, like if you wanted to have a calendar as a widget, you could actually just drag it and drop it into the widget. So you just have to play with the widgets to better understand how they work. But it's rather straightforward once you get the hang of it. The other area that you may want to get into is the settings area. General settings primarily. This is where you will change your email address. So if you want notifications sent to a new email address, then this is where you would update it. And again, anytime you have changes, you save it. So that's really it. I mean, the other area that you might get into are plugins. I mentioned these before. These are the different plugins that are in the actual site. And what's nice about plugins, as mentioned, is that many of them are free. In fact, generally all of them are free with an option to upgrade to a premium version. So there's a lot of different features that you can be adding into your website. So when and if you come up with a new idea, you can actually go in and explore, do a Google search to see if there's an existing WordPress plugin that exists. And if so, then you can just go into Add New and you go search for it, bring it in, you activate it, and begin to work with it. So I think that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to go over. I think this is definitely a good start for you to get started. And if you have any questions along the way, always reach out. But please do us a favor and try and figure it out on your own first, because we just don't want to be spending our days responding to questions that could have and should have been figured out on your own, particularly if it's covered in this video. So with that being said, thank you. Appreciate your time, and I hope this was helpful. And best to you as far as building your platform, and we're here to support you along the way. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.